This is a 2008 second generation Toyota Century. This is quite unlike any other Toyota they've ever made. It's big, it is luxurious, and it features the first and only V12 engine ever to be fitted in a Japanese vehicle. Today, we are going to be reviewing the Toyota Century. We'll be going over its specs, covering the interior, and we will launch this car. So make sure you stick around, guys, and let's get into this Toyota Century. Now, the Century came out in 1967 to celebrate the 100th birthday of Toyota's founder. These cars are currently still in production today, and there are only 3 generations of this car, with the second generation being the only one with the V12. So let's pop this bonnet and let me show you the goods here. Now, under this massive bonnet, we have the first and only V12 engine ever fitted to a Japanese road vehicle. And this is a 5-liter engine. It's naturally aspirated, makes about 276 horsepower and about 340 pound-foot of torque. This engine is not designed for outright performance and high speed. This really is low-down torque and just overall smoothness. So we are going to be launching this. Put your guesses in the comments right now. What do you think the Century is going to do 0 to 100? Now, just coming to the badging here, this is not a Toyota badge. So this is a Toyota, but it does not have a Toyota logo anywhere on this vehicle. This has a golden phoenix, which actually represents the Imperial House of Japan. And it is all around this vehicle. This vehicle is basically designed for the Imperial family of Japan, for the Prime Minister of Japan, government officials, and high-ranking CEOs. That is really all who gets driven around in this car. Yes, you do not drive this car, you get driven around in. And just looking at this vehicle from the outside, it definitely has that more old school look to it, but it still has a level of sophistication here. You know, we have these fender mirrors up front, which I really do like. We've even got a very subtle V12 badge on the back pillar here. And it is a big car, it just has presence. And when you see this thing going down the road, you just know whoever is in the back seat just must be so important. I am very important, well in the back of a Century. And in the back here, this is where you want to be. This is where all the high-ranking CEOs would have been sitting. This is where all the prime ministers of Japan, if this particular one was a prime minister vehicle, I don't know, but they could have been sitting right here. The stories, what this Century could have told us, could have been amazing. And in the back here, this is the captain's chair. This is where you want to sit. This is for the VIP. We even have a little cutout that pops down. We can stick our feet through the passenger front seat so that we may have a little bit more of a relaxing, comfortable experience back here, because we do have our control stack here, which allows us to control the front passenger seat. We can move it down to make it a little bit more comfortable for us. We even do have a Century branded tape recorder, because if we have a really good idea on our way to the meeting, we can record that and make sure we never forget what we were going to do, because we don't need to bother ourselves with a pen and paper back here. We can even control our radio. We control basically everything we can control from back here. You know, we've got a massaging feature in this car, heated seats, and it's just really nice to be back here. We've got 2 cup holders back here, a Century branded remote, and this here can tell us our GPS. We can actually watch TV through here. We can chuck on a DVD if we like to, and just relax on our way from a hard day's work. This is so nice. It is so comfortable back here. And again, I'm gonna just get my seat into even more of a nice seating position here, because we can recline this back. We can even lower the lumbar. We can move the headrest to our most comfortable position, and something about there. Yep, I'm liking that. Let's extend the front seat, lower it a little bit more. Now we are living life. This, this is so comfortable, and I can honestly just fall asleep. We even have, very thoughtfully, they have put a little padded section here. So if you do roll your head over into the pillar here, it is very soft, it is padded, and it is kind of like a little side pillow. Now let us talk about price with this Century, because to buy one now, it is actually kind of a bargain. You can pick one of these up here in Australia for around that 40 grand mark, and in reasonably good condition too. For a V12, high-end, almost Rolls-Royce quality vehicle, that seems like an absolute bargain. And in Japan, when this thing was new, it was still not as crazy expensive as you might think. This was not cheap, but it was still a lot less expensive than, say, a Rolls-Royce for the time. This thing brand new in Japan would have set you back almost 12 million Japanese yen back in 1997. And if you convert that into US, talking about $120,000. And that is a fair amount of change, but again, we are talking about a vehicle that transports the Prime Minister of Japan, high-ranking CEOs, and the Royal Japanese Family. So this is on the level of, you know, vehicles that would be moving around the Pope, moving around the Queen, and it is almost Rolls-Royce quality. I'm going to say that. Driver, we are running a little bit late, mate. Can we step on it a bit?
Certainly, sir.
And the V12 goes. We don't hear much acceleration. You know, we do feel a little bit of waftingness, but it is definitely nothing compared to what you would expect thinking about a big V12. You know, it is only a 5-liter, but again, it is a smooth ride, this vehicle. And from the back seats, I'm hardly feeling any gear changes. I'm barely feeling the road, and I'm barely hearing any road noise either. A tiny bit of the tires maybe, but it is very relaxing in here. Now, getting up front of the Toyota Century here and driving it, it is very it's smooth. Everything is soft. Everything is like electric. And straight away, the first thing you notice is just very quiet. And everything just moves very slowly, but very smoothly. And you don't really feel any gear changes. The steering is just so soft, like pinky soft. You could turn this car around. The turning circle is actually pretty impressive considering how big this car is. And honestly, if I was a chauffeur, it feels pretty nice to drive. I absolutely love those fender mounted mirrors. It actually is a pretty good idea because it does eliminate a lot of the blind spot, and you can see actually much easier. It's right in your field of view. So for a safety standpoint and usability standpoint, it's actually a better design. I think people just don't use it because it might look a little bit questionable, but I absolutely love those. This is the 6-speed automatic. These did come out originally with a 4-speed auto. It even smells like a Japanese car. There's a distinct smell, and it is 100% Japanese. From everything you look, everything you touch, every sensation, it's absolutely awesome. I feel like I'm actually in Japan when I'm driving this thing. I was joking about it with my chauffeur, and it's a trip. It really is. I love when these cars from Japan talk to you. I don't know what it is, I love it. It just gives such a trip, mate. And when you turn this car on, it talks to you, you know, when it knows that you're... Somebody translate. I don't know what that just said, but I'm excited. Anytime this car talks to you, you freeze and you go, whoa, what's happening? I love it. I love that voice. I love that accent. It's so cool. The Japanese do love to smoke. So every door in this vehicle has its own ashtray and its own cigarette lighter. They take their smoking very seriously. Again, when people kind of say, oh, why would a high-ranking CEO buy this and not buy a Bentley or a S-Class or a Rolls-Royce? It's because Japanese pride. and they will not go in a foreign vehicle. So this being the top of the range Japanese Toyota, got that V12, this is what they want to be driven around in. Funny enough, I have seen a ridiculous video of somebody putting an extremely loud exhaust on this car, and it does sound like a bloody F1 car. Now, 0 to 100, nobody knows. Nobody actually knows what this thing will do 0 to 100. I, for one, don't. I've never seen one done anywhere on the internet. So we have got our draggy, we've got our specialist timing gear in here, and we're going to put it in its power setting. We're going to put it in its sport mode, and let's go. And we are at 100 kilometers per hour. And I gotta say, it does that fairly smoothly. You know, when you're really pushing this car, you can just barely hear that V12. You can just barely feel those gear shifts. It's really insane. So let's have a look what that time was. And I hope you guys left a comment down below with a guess. Let us have a look here. 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in that test was achieved in 7.9 seconds. So let's remember, this thing is over 2 tons in weight. It's almost 5 meters long. That's pretty impressive. I mean, it's a V12, but it's not designed for speed. That was pretty good. Not bad.
Yes! I guessed 8 seconds and it did 0.1 off.
Oh, good guess. And again, just on the style of this vehicle, it just has so much presence about it. And when we're driving around, we can't help notice so many people just having a look at this thing, because it does look weird and alien to the roads here in Australia, and it's something you just wouldn't see very often. It's got presence about it. It's a big car. It looks important. I very much get a vibe of like Yakuza about these cars. You know, it's got that VIP style about it, and even on the inside, you know, it definitely has an old school feel about it, but it doesn't feel cheap. You know, it definitely has that Toyota look about it, and a lot of the controls you can see are straight out of a Toyota product, you know, even a Camry or something. But just the way they've presented this one, the way they've put it together, it really just does feel opulent, and it does feel extremely well put together. It really does.
Now, with only around 9,500 V12 models ever made, and yes, this was the very same V12 Smoky Nagata used for his Top Secret Supra, he did twin turbo it, of course. But these cars are special, and even though the performance is not quite there, considering it's a V12, this engine delivers its power so effortlessly and so quietly, it's impossible not to be amazed. From the leg rest in the front seat to the millions of seat controls, and of course, those JDM grandma spec seat covers. I love them. This car has impressed me like no other, and on a long traffic-filled drive through the city after work, the Toyota Century, there's no other Japanese car I'd rather be in. Thanks for watching.